Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Grouse Talk. I'm Corey.
I'm Holly.
Back there is Tucker, and
That's me.
And we are enjoying a top off, doors off adventure because I think you're very happy in this week's press vehicle. What are we driving?
A Bronco!
So we are in a 2022 Ford Bronco 4-door in the Everglades trim, which is very special. Won't get into all those details later. While we're driving, Holly's behind the wheel. Let's see what this one is like for our family of three. Stay tuned. All right, Mommy. The last time we had a Bronco, it was in January, and the doors and top barely came off. You have been talking about that thing ever since. And we did not get to truly experience the Bronco experience like we have had with this one. As soon as I got back home to this, doors came off, top came off. Is it everything you remember? Is it everything you'd hoped?
I don't think it's everything I remember.
Oh boy. Okay, to be fair, I'll level set this. I will link the video where you got to take the last Bronco off-road.
Yeah.
That was an Outer Banks trim, did not have the Sasquatch, had the bigger engine, and it was more tuned to on-road driving.
Yes.
This one is the Everglades, which was a 2022 model year special. Comes with the smaller 4-cylinder engine, bigger tires. So this one is a little more off-road focused. We're doing things a little bit differently here. I've got to freehand the secondary camera to get some of the dash stuff as we talk about it, but this one's not so much your flavor, huh?
No.
What would you say it is?
What would you say it?
Yeah.
That I would say it is?
What would?
Oh, that makes it different. It feels very clunky driving.
Yeah.
I made the joke of it's like Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
That's how it feels, which the other one does too. It is boxy. Like that's what you're getting when you're getting a Bronco, right? And that's what you should expect to get is something that is meant to go off-road. Maybe, I say clunky, that's probably not the best, but it's, it's not a smooth, luxurious ride. If you are looking for luxury, look further.
Yeah, get a crossover. Don't get the Bronco.
Maybe the Sport, but we haven't had a Sport, so I cannot say. But if we were, even if we were to have like just a fun vehicle and this not be an everyday, I still would probably choose a different trim than this.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Maybe I need to go back to the other one. Maybe I had such rose-colored glasses on with the last one, and maybe it's like when you break up with someone and you remember it so fondly, you don't remember the bad things about it. Maybe that's what it is. And now that I'm back, back in a Bronco, I'm like, maybe I don't like them so much. I don't know. I do. I like them for what they are, but.
Yeah.
But this one has been a beast to climb in and out of.
No steps on this one. We do have rock sliders outside.
That you cannot step on.
No, cannot.
But, and I know that if you had a vehicle like this, you wouldn't want those because you'd want to be able to go off-roading. So.
Yep.
I don't know. Right. Those are the downsides, but I think they're expected downsides. I still don't. I didn't in the other one, and I still don't like it even more is the back opening.
The way that it's a hinged swing gate?
Yeah, not just that it's a hinge, but it's like got air pressure in it, and I have to put basically my entire weight into opening it all the way. And that's a problem for a daily driver for me.
Yeah. This would be the fun weekend car for sure. Especially in Sasquatch trim, as this one is, because we do have those bigger off-road focused tires on this one. I think that more than anything else contributes to your clunkiness
Yeah.
of this one.
Yeah, the tires, probably the engine is really slow.
Yeah, so this is the smaller engine, the little turbo 4-cylinder. We had the Ecoboost V6 in the Outer Banks. So yeah, this isn't exactly how we'd spec it, but if you're getting, or if you got an Everglades, it's the only way you could spec it.
Yeah.
You could really just pick the color of your Everglades. So, but we just went over railroad tracks. I mean,
That wasn't bad.
no. So there are pros and cons. What make it good off-road can make it good in situations on road.
Sure.
Like,
Well, I never, not once, was worried about speeding.
no, definitely not in this one. Which let's
Not
go ahead.
worried about it.
Let's go ahead and talk about that because we have a very interesting gauge cluster here that's not unique to this Bronco nor any other. What are your thoughts on this interesting gauge cluster? We have an analog speedometer, which I know you like analog, but most everything's digital and it's in a weird layout.
It's in a weird layout. It would take some getting used to.
Yeah. I don't like it. It's not that glanceable to me. Again,
Yeah.
it would take some getting used to. But it does have the traffic sign recognition. But the tachometer is this vertical bar. The speedometer is this vertical bar. Got a Dodge Durango RT. Joys of filming with no roof, no doors, no windows. An alfresco experience.
Al fresco.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
I will note you have also already depressed
Yes.
this button
It's
right here.
so annoying.
There are some vehicles that it's less so than others, but again, you've been joking about not worrying about speeding in this one.
I haven't worried.
This is not the peppiest of powertrains for the way that they've outfitted this one with those big wheels and tires and that big heavy winch on the front.
Yeah, the automatic start-stop is very noticeable.
Yeah.
And you have to turn it off every time.
Yeah.
Which I
true
know
of
is the
every-
thing. I know that's the thing. But as I've said before, if that is something I as a person morally care about is an automatic start-stop for the environmental reasons, I want to be able to use it without feeling like the car just broke down.
Yes. So, why don't we quickly, before we turn on the brick streets up ahead, talk about exterior styling
Yeah.
of this one.
Yeah.
Your sister saw it and was surprised that you had been driving it. She's like, she was driving that? Like, it's a big beast.
I
But-
drove a safari truck. I can drive this.
Yes. But what are your overall impressions on the outside, purely visually speaking?
I love it. I have loved the style of the Bronco, the new Bronco, ever since they come out. I like the style of the old Bronco.
Yeah.
I feel like the style of the Bronco is a good mix of new with some nostalgic feelings about it. That said, it is very boxy, and it is, and if that's not your style, there's not like a sleek
Windswept
curve. It's very boxy. That I think is something that you should expect in a Bronco, and maybe isn't for every consumer, but I like it. I think it's fun.
We've got a feature here on the exterior that I don't exactly love, and that is the roof rack from the factory that is mounted to the windshield frame. They do have a leg up over the competition because the Wrangler's windshield folds down, so this is something you couldn't do on the Wrangler, but it also prohibits us from taking off the large center section of the roof and the rear roof without having to get a bunch of tools involved. So that's not been my favorite exterior cue. Otherwise, yeah, I really like this one. We got the winch up front, the black grille,
Yeah.
the eruption green paint. I love.
I like it. Yeah.
So, and then
Well, there's a lot of fun colors that you can choose with this. So.
and doors on, doors off. Another great feature of having the doors off. Talking about having a leg up over the Wrangler competition, the mirrors are mounted to the body. So That mirror's there, door on, door off.
That's
If we
nice.
had 360 cameras, the cameras would be in there. Again, something Wrangler doesn't offer. So
Yeah, I wish this one had 360 cameras.
So why don't we talk about visibility before we get up and turn off-road onto the brick streets? What is visibility in this like? Doors on or doors off?
It's a little limiting.
Yeah.
That's why I wish there were the 360 cameras, just because it is so boxy. It was a little, and it's big.
Yeah.
It's a little hard for me to see over the dashboard to make sure that I'm in the lines correctly.
Yeah.
Now, if you back up, you have the backup camera, and so you can kind of see it that way, but like, I'm not gonna lie, I've had to like back up and straighten up 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have the 360 cameras in that.
Which
And I would think if you're off-roading,
Yeah.
you would want those as well.
Which, speaking of that backup camera, it fills up the entire 12-inch display here. So that is one thing that the Everglades has as a step up from the models and trims on which it is based. We get the big screen, 12-inch instead
I
of the
do
8-inch.
like the big screen, and the CarPlay has worked really easy, and it's a touch screen.
Yep.
I like that.
So as we turn onto the historic brick streets of downtown Tyler, Texas, we're gonna take a look and see what Tucker's wobbly head is like as we get onto these. Tucker, how's the wobbly head test? You're great? You like the Bronco?
Yes, I like the Bronco.
Tucker really likes the Bronco. I can't blame him. It does give a little truck jitteriness here on this historic pavement, but I mean, again, like you said, there are trade-offs that you should know coming into
Sure.
owning a Bronco, driving a Bronco, having a Bronco, but
But still, I feel like the sports cars we've driven have been way worse.
oh,
than this.
totally. There have been some, where I have to hold my chest down. So, yes, the ride is good on this. It's what you would expect
The
from
ride
an
is good.
off-road focused vehicle. And
It is
compared to the competition in Wrangler, I would say this is the more on-road favorable vehicle, if I can get my words out. All
Yeah, I definitely think the Broncos, this one and the other trim that we had, were more comfortable than any of the Wranglers I've ridden in.
Interior styling. We've got very boxy, very retro style here. We've got the built-in handles that are like super rugged, although this one's got a little give to it, but like this one ain't going nowhere. What are your thoughts on interior styling?
I like it a lot. I like that it's durable. It's all durable. I mean, you could get it dirty and it's gonna wipe right off.
If you're
to me,
off-roading
my
with the doors
favorite-
off.
Yeah, to me, my favorite thing about the Broncos in general are all of the little nuggets here. Like you've got the Bronco there. You have when the screen pops up, it has a little Bronco animation thing. That's fun. This is a fun detail that's just interesting. You know, you've got the Bronco on the dashboard. So I really like all of those little features. One thing I would say about the interior styling is that if you're not gonna have runner boards, we need a handle right here, please.
Yeah.
This one is too hard to like pull yourself up. It's not high enough to pull yourself up. If you're
Some
short.
manufacturers would say use a steering wheel, but yes, over here I've got nothing. I've just got this one right here. So
Okay, as one who has used a steering wheel, if it's turned a certain way, you pull on it, it goes that way. Oops.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. So again, I keep bringing up Wrangler. So we're talking about these pillars now. The Wranglers have much smaller pillars or frame around you, but that's because we've got airbags built into this one. Wrangler for 2024 is getting airbags on the interior. I'm yet to fully get to check one of those out. Spent a little time in New York touring one, but hopefully we shall get in a 2024 Wrangler sooner rather than later. But yeah, that's absolutely one feature Bronco has above, but it does, I'm sure we could get an aftermarket handle for up here, but yeah, I can see that. We've got a bunch of auxiliary switches. So we already have a winch built into this one, but if we wanted to put lights or different things up there, we can.
I didn't know what all those buttons were. What are all these buttons?
So we have your traction control, hazard lights, trail turn assist. We should go to a parking lot and let you try that. What that does is it locks the inside back tire to reduce your turning radius by 40%.
Oh, I did it at the Chicago Auto Show, remember?
Yes, you did. And then locking rear differential and locking front differential to make sure you have traction when off-road. So various different, they call those the hero buttons. You also have G.O.A.T modes down here, electronic selectable G.O.A.T modes, goes over any terrain, and you can turn this dial and it'll tell you in the gauge cluster what terrain mode you are in, and that modulates everything from your throttle response, your traction control. It'll lock up things for you. It'll do everything for you, kind of preset off-road modes.
Yeah.
So we will note Tucker is riding in the middle of this one, purely because he asked to be. He was originally riding on the side. He didn't so much care for the wind in his face as much as he thought he would, but that proves a very good segue to installing the child safety seat here in the back seat of the Ford Bronco. Installing a child safety seat in the back of the Ford Bronco, super easy, especially with the doors off. You don't have to worry about anything back here. And the ride height is really good for this as well. There are lower latches on the two outboard seats, but we're going to be putting it in the middle because we do have top tethers all the way across. And with the doors off, Tucker prefers riding in the middle versus right on the edge. We kind of do too as parents. So we're going to bring his car seat into the middle of this one, but the same principles apply all the way across. So nice big opening. Gonna go ahead and throw that top tether through and get that in place and set this in place. And we had to borrow those top tethers from the two sides of the vehicle and then the outboard seats, snug that thing down, and then we can go around to the back and get that top tether in place. And I will say the back is shallow enough that I, at 5'10", can reach and tighten that up while standing flat-footed on the ground. So a big, huge A+ for child seat installation here in the back seat of the Ford Bronco. As far as cargo capacity goes in the back of the Bronco, we do have the swing gate, which is powered by this gas Strat, not Holly's favorite. We'll get to that in a little bit. You can get accessories here for the swing gate itself, including a fold-down kind of picnic style table. But after we flip up the glass, ours has the slide-out steel tailgate that can support the weight of a human being. I won't tell you exactly how much weight it's supporting here, but this proved to be a very good workstation for me. We got a new grill, I built it back here, and then, you know, great place for tailgating. It slides back in. Unfortunately, I will note it adds a little bit of height to the rear cargo compartment back here. So typically in a four-door Bronco, you can store all four doors back here in the back, but this added height kept them from fitting back here the way the diagrams told us. I don't know if it's an official can't do it back here, but in a typical Bronco, it is much easier to store all four doors back behind the rear seats. You can see here, I have got the two front panels in their storage bag right here. There is a nice felt lining in between them. I'm actually gonna leave this back here and show you just how much room is in the back of a new Ford Bronco. Because of its big boxy square shape, you can absolutely just load this thing down. You can see it fits our normal 3-piece luggage set just fine without any problem. I can see over the seats just fine. This thing is just, it swallows the luggage, and then you can easily close it up. And because this does work on a proximity, you can actually lock it from back here or unlock it just by putting your hand on the back and then quickly getting in. You don't even have to flip up the glass. You can get in here, pull a bag out, and go. All right, Holly, we've talked exterior styling, interior styling. We've put Tucker's car seat in. We've talked luggage capacity. ride quality. Anything else before I whip out the window sticker?
Well, I know you just said luggage capacity, but we didn't really talk much about the creative storage options. Like there's there's some storage underneath the back seats.
Yes.
Which is nice. Plenty of room in the trunk. Do you call it the trunk?
Sure. Cargo compartment.
The cargo. But the center console, it's nice and big and locks, as does the dashboard. It's nice and big and locks. So there's lots of places, little nuggets here and there that you can put your stuff.
Yes, absolutely. And I currently have this one locked with the physical key, but yes, that way you can go around with doors and windows off, and you don't have to worry about any of that. Speaking of which, removing the doors, super easy, barely an inconvenience, but because of that cargo tray in the back, could not carry them on board like you could without it. So
and I didn't say how much I like the cargo tray.
Yeah, how much?
I mean, I like it, but I don't like that you can't carry the doors because of it.
Yeah. It adds
trades off.
What, about a couple inches of additional height back there. So yeah. Window sticker time?
Window sticker time.
So what do you feel that this one stickers for?
72.
No.
Okay.
Way off.
Way off.
So far off.
Okay.
So the starting price...
I was adding a lot for the snorkel.
Yes. Starting price before options, $53,000 flat.
Oh.
As tested, $56,240.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, that's not bad at all.
And that
makes me feel better about the slowness.
Yes.
The sluggishness.
That as tested price includes, we have the door bags for storing the doors, which are currently sitting in our garage right now. Nice Ferrari. I'm going to go ahead and call that out. Very nice. 812 super fast. Don't see many of those, so I'm geeking out a little bit right now. But with that knowledge, much more affordable than you previously had in your brain.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
I mean, I still love the Bronco.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know that this is the trim for us, but I still love it. And also, I know if we got a Bronco, there would be some hard discussions between us on adding the running boards.
And the Sasquatch package. I would want the Sasquatch package.
Is that the snorkel?
No, that is mostly wheels and tires.
Oh yeah, the wheels and tires.
Yeah. So, all right, well, on that bombshell, if you want to see more from Holly, from Tucker, for me, behind the scenes, go find Holly on Instagram and Facebook at Female Consumer. You can find everything GT. You can find everything GT Garage Talk on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, at GT Garage Talk, or you can go read more about all these vehicles at gtgaragetalk.com. As for us, we're gonna enjoy Memorial Day weekend.
And it's beautiful weather. We're gonna do it topless.
Yes. And until next time, gearheads. Bye.
You should let him hold the camera some.
More off-road focused. So yeah. Yep.
That you spun in circles.
Yeah.
Was that a Bronco?
That was the Tundra.
That is the orange truck.
Yep.